Hey, okay, one more. You know what bothers me? Again, this Dinah Shore thing, right? And so this lesbian that, or the Dinah Shore, I think she was a golf. She had a show. I remember her from when I was a young kid, and I think she eventually got into golfing. She had a Dinah Shore competition, and so the woman who was organized the thing said two lesbians came there, and then four came the next year, and then 20, and then 30, and now it's this big lesbian bash, right? And so they have the sign, and they get it, and so now, because it's about money and it's a venue and stuff like that, a lot of artists will join in there because they can make money, and so the homosexual dollar, a lot of them are rich, and living the finest lives and the good life and the best of the best. I was watching this great show last night, and it was a lot of homosexuals in it, but it was like a great show, right? They just giving this, it was actually ballet. Okay, yes, I like ballet. See, I just like, oh man, it was so tight. Anyway, and it was French, and so it was all subtitles, right? But it wasn't a homosexual show. It was just happened to have a couple of, French kind of homosexuals, there just happened to be a few of them in there, whatever. The little boy, skinny kind with the grown ass man, with the nice suits on and stuff like that, just straight out, chic homosexual, The guy that is like, oh, they living on top of the world, got the best of everything, It's not, because oftentimes we think about the civil rights movement and you're infringing on my rights. It's not the same as they talking about, look at my wet marks on my back because somebody peeled my skin off with a horse tail, okay? That's not what we're talking about. We are literally talking about getting more money and getting more benefits from sex. From having forms of sex that have no consequences, right? Like I say, every heterosexual is in danger of not only AIDS, but you could get caught through pregnancy. That means you could think you get away with it, and 9 months later, hello, remember that night? You don't have to deal with it. Like I say, that should be tax exemption enough that you could sleep with somebody and never have to worry about them getting pregnant. What more could you possibly want than that? No abortions, no nothing. No abortion. I'm telling you, you have one abortion and boy, you got women going around hoeing for abortion money. They try to sleep with more guys so that they can get rid of the last right. Let's be real for a minute, okay? Anyway, so speaking of which, I wanted to talk about this, right? Because, what insults me personally is like they pretend like I hate them or just because I believe in God or Christ, right? And the first thing they say is, well, prove God. And I was like, well, prove you're homosexual. Prove you are born, you are a minority. Prove that, after you had a marriage like Wanda Sykes, whatever her name is, after married to a guy for how long was she married? And then you turn around and go and marry somebody and marry a woman. That's not civil rights. That's just decline in marriage. It's like, oh, if this don't work out with a man, I'm gonna go marry a woman. That's not, there's no, it's just taking the sanctity out of it, it's a trip. Like I said, when you have a marriage, marriage and life and things like that is supposed to be self-sustaining. You ain't supposed to marry some couple and then go after somebody else's kid, another married couple's kid. If you get married, unless you have a problem with your sexual organs, okay? Meaning, if you have a vagina and a scrotum, when you put them together, it's supposed to make birth, life, and more human beings. Not, okay, now we married, now what we gonna do? How we gonna raise a family? How is that gonna happen? Now you gotta drag the rest of society in your bed. That's what it is. Instead of making your bed and laying it, now you got to go through Catholic Charities and make them prove that there is a God up above, when you don't have to prove that you're homosexual or bisexual or transsexual or unisexual or whatever. You don't have to prove none of that. Asexual, bisexual. You don't have to prove none of that, but then you got to say, prove you a God. It's just annoying. But what bothers me is that they put this thing on their face and they tattoo their face and they say there's no hate. Nobody hates you. Matter of fact, the fact of the truth of the matter is, when you talk about lesbian women, oftentimes or not, them women hate men. They hate men, and y'all know I'm not lying. Now, some of them have good reason to hate men, but a lot of the women hate men. They even hate men for being a man. Some women hate you. That's some women that don't love that love men hate men. They got some issues. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I remember being at a club and I'm dancing around, right? But I'm a happy heathen, right? I'm dancing around, getting my drink on. I'm dancing, I'm grabbing chicks, and I'm grabbing 3 and 4 of them all and dancing at the same time, Happy heathen, right? Right? Oh, these two dancing with each other. Oh, great. Right, I'm dancing with both of them at the same time. Happy heathen, right? And then I went to go grab it, and one woman looking at me like this, she mad because she don't want me to go near the other woman. Man, I've been hate notable. Some of them women, they hate men, and some of them really want to do it just to spit in the face of marriage, God, and everybody else. That's what it is. Just to spit in it and just say, I can do what you can do, just to take a stab at heterosexuals. Heterosexuals got it bad enough. They get together, they have kids. Man, that's bad enough. Anyway, I'm just saying. No, for real though, some of them really hate. Now, let me tell you something. I have known some dyke ass women that you look at them, they look harder than a darn, intimidating. I wouldn't even want, even if I was in jail with these kind of women, I wouldn't want to be in jail with them. Even though I'm a man, I wouldn't want to be in jail with these women, But some of the sweetest women I have ever met, they could be lesbian, hard looking, dressed like man, and just sweet as candy. Sweet as candy, So, so I'm not trying to but I'm not trying to spread, spread these stereotypes. I'm just saying that for them to spread these lesbian women to spread hate and then blame everybody else, that's like calling Jesus the darn devil, and that's what they did. They called Jesus Baal, that's literally it, it's like, I mean, I understand trying to spread your agenda, but there was a reason why they did it, and it was for money. These priests did it for money. That's all they wanted was money. They was concerned that people would start following Jesus and not them, and they were just trying to take money. They were intimidated by the power structure. They had the church and the power structure. So, you gotta understand, Jesus and the church ain't never really been on the same side. Anyway, so y'all talk all this stuff about Christianity. They killed Christ. They killed Christ. The church killed Christ. The people that Jesus came to save, they killed him. So don't tell me about hate and all that stuff. And Jesus said, I love you anyhow. I forgive you. Father, forgive them anyhow, because they don't know what they doing. And so, but I do. So don't even try it.